We're going to have to go through and do that each time we get through to the next section. So
okay, great. All right. So this is the first time we've attempted this, but already you might be able to see we're getting some comments here, generally about the lack of sound. No sound, gents, says Stephen Richards.
Richard's talking away and the internet can't hear him.
Well, that will never do. Well, they'll hear us any second now as they catch up. Yes, we've got some viewers' emails. We've got some pictures that you've been sending in over the last few weeks, because we haven't done one of these for 6 or 7 weeks, have we? You, our lovely audience here, will be able to see those pictures up on the screen. And we'll have a bit of a chat about that. We've got some news from the Gerry Anderson universe, of course, because there's always stuff happening. But Chris, you have some sad news for us, don't you?
I have some very sad news. There's no Big Rat Bites today.
Well,
I'm here.
That's right. Yeah, so no Big Rat Bites, I'm afraid.
We don't have as much time as we normally
Come on, you need to keep leaning in, because otherwise it's a one-man show. We don't want that, do we? I tell you what, I'm going to move back a bit.
All right, fine.
That's probably better, isn't it? And then you can squeeze it there.
Your lap.
You could sit on my lap if you want, Chris. That's fine. Yeah, good. So no Big Rat Bites today, simply because we don't have time. But is there anyone who would like to contribute anything before we go any further? Any questions? We're getting from some comments here from Mark Hampson, for example, says, "Morning, guys. Mark in Bletchley Towers, checking in via Fireball XL5. Excellent. Sound is go," says Steve Andy Rogers.
Hello from Greece.
Hello from Greece. Yeah, hi everyone from Canberra in Australia, says Sean Bailey. Imagine that. We're being joined from Australia.
And Dave Lawson, who came all the way from Australia.
Exactly. Dave, you could be at home just watching in your front room.
What was the point of even coming, Dave?
More for you. There we go, yeah. So anyone want to just offer anything up before we start? Any questions or thoughts about your weekend? Chris, get out there with the mic. And,
let's cut to the audience to put pressure on them.
Yeah, and let's see what they've been up to this weekend.
Any hands? No hands? No,
don't ask them.
No.
Just go on, dive in and accost somebody.
What does Steve Zodiac have to say? I'm sure something fascinating. Go on, Roger.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Steve.
Hello, Steve.
I was just wondering why you haven't got your wine on the table.
Yeah. Well, we were hoping you'd bring some wine, actually. The wine and cheese. Yeah. So very often we do this from Jamie's house, and he's always kind enough to feed me and give me a plate of cheese and biscuits, aren't you?
I try.
Yeah. But not today. Today it's just the water.
Richard, for those of us who are watching online.
Yeah.
We didn't do that bit.
No.
I've lost the old lower thirds.
Oh, that's terrible. Look, no one can read it anyway. Yes, I suppose we ought to introduce ourselves before we go any further. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jamie Anderson. Give it up again for Chris Dale. But save the best till last for Richard James. That is so weird. Introducing myself, that's crazy, isn't it?
Give Space 1999 a big mention.
Says Nick McCarty.
Says Nick McCarty.
Yeah, okay.
Space 1999.
Woo! Did Richard and Jamie colour coordinate this morning, says Jen Whitby. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? You let the side down, Chris.
Well, I noticed that there is a young gentleman down there who's wearing the same shirt as I am.
Excellent.
So
clearly a man of taste.
We prepared that.
There we are. There's our lovely audience. Give us a wave, everybody. That's it. There we go. Lovely. Lovely. Fantastic.
Right, so just so everybody at home and here knows, every time we switch scene now, I'm going to have to reset the sound. So if you're watching at home, it's going to go silent for a few minutes. If you're here, you'll have to sit in silence for a few seconds. So apologies.
Great, excellent. There we are. Are we moving on to something straight away, or is that it? Do we say goodbye? Is there anything else?
Should we try and do some news?
Some news. Who wants to hear some Gerry Anderson news? There we are. Let's have some Gerry Anderson news.
And now's the bit where I have to quickly reset the audio each time. Oh no, it's on the right one. We should be good.
Great.
Right, audio set, and this is the Gerry Anderson news.
Here we go. Let's have some news. Come on.
Oh right, okay, sorry.
It's you.
I've forgotten. Now, we haven't done a Fab Live since April.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a bit of news, but I didn't want to cover all the stuff that we've heard before.
Yeah.
But what I did want to do was reveal the special thing that we announced at the podcast yesterday.
Yes, which we'll have to tell the story again.
I will tell the story again.
Great.
But we'll save that for last.
Oh, great.
Does anybody fancy staying in a Thunderbirds-themed hotel in Slough?
Whoa.
I bet you were going to say yes until I said Slough. Well, in 2021, there is going to be a Thunderbirds-themed hotel with some Thunderbirdsy elements, as you can see here. Lady Penelope on the wall. Actually, that's about it there, isn't it? But
so far, yes.
I'm sure they'll do a bit more.
I'm going to interrupt you. Leah Mason says, my dad is in the audience instead of spending Father's Day with his daughters. Thanks, Dad. Have a good time. Who's Leah Mason's dad? Where are you? Name and shame. There we are.
I'm going to
Hey,
try
Liam, I'm just going to swap the camera around. And
There he is.
Come on, give
Just
us a
want to say
wave.
something.
Come on, put him on the mic.
Yeah, do you
Come
want to make an apology to your children, Liam? That probably seems like a good idea.
A grovelling apology. That's right. There you go.
Thanks, Liam.
Well done, Chris. That was worth the journey, wasn't it?
Very nice.
Great. Yes, the Thunderbirds themed hotel in Slough.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's not opening until 2021.
No.
I always wonder why they announce these things so soon when you can't even book it. But I'm sure it'll be very cool, and it will be the perfect location, I think, for Andercon 2021, maybe.
Wow.
Nice Gerry Anderson convention there. It seems like
Yeah.
the right place to do it.
Sorry? You don't want to risk trying their pool? No, that's a good thought.
Want to be careful in that.
Yeah.
Now, we recently discovered through Dirk Maggs,
Oh, yeah.
audio directing legend,
Well, yes.
a lost Thunderbird story. Has anybody watched Parker in Need on the Gerry Anderson YouTube channel?
Yeah?
This was something that Dirk put together for children in 1987, when we were all just toddlers.
I'll leave that there, but yes, okay.
And it was sort of believed lost, although I've subsequently discovered that a number of fans had copies of this all along and just didn't tell us. So
Right.
Thanks for that. If anybody out there has got all the missing episodes of Twizzle, they're missing, please let us know.
Oh, keep them to yourself.
Same thing for this. But Andrew Clements very kindly put together a nice little
Andrew Clements, who is over there by the door.
video version. Oh yeah, give us a
Hi,
wave,
AC.
AC.
There you go.
You're in too much darkness for the camera, so I won't switch it around. But if you want to hear three of the Tracy brothers and Parker and Brains having a little fun, very kind of low threat, low jeopardy adventure, then it's worthwhile. And it's obviously got the voice of the Little Shane Rimmer. So if any of you around today would like to chuck in some cash into the British Heart Foundation pots that will be raising money in Shane's memory, then please do. But at the very least, go and watch Parker in Need on the Gerry Anderson YouTube channel.
Yeah, lovely. Just a few comments. So Rebecca Andrews says the hotel looks fab. Mark Simpson Wedge says, will the hotel be near the ITV theme park that people are talking about?
No.
Okay, there you
Because
go.
that's Slough and the theme park's in Surrey or something.
Oh, right, okay. Rebecca Andrews, we all want to stay in pod 4. I've only got one episode of Twizzle, says James Beach.
There is only one episode
That's
of
right,
Twizzle
yeah,
remaining.
That'll be it, yeah. Yeah, great.
All right, more news then.
Yeah, more news.
Who would like a Lego Thunderbird 2? Oh. So you may not know about this, or maybe you did. In fact, who knows about the now successful Lego Ideas project Thunderbird 2? A few of you, plenty didn't. Okay, so Lego Ideas, it's a kind of Lego fan, public-facing website where people can suggest things they'd like to see. People then get to vote on it, and if it reaches 10,000 votes, then it goes to a review panel in Lego Towers in Denmark. And it's reached 10,000 votes. There've been Anderson Lego models around for years on that site, and they never get anywhere near 10,000. And finally, the Gerry Anderson fans from all over the world have come together and made this successfully get to the review stage. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it might happen, which would be great.
Ooh, says Jenny Shirt, I love that Lego. Yeah, everyone wants a Thunderbird too, says Jen Whitby. Luke says it's brilliant. Anthony's watching from Sydney in Australia. So there we are.
Dave, all your brethren have stayed at home. You've come all the way here.
You could have all got together in your front room, put your feet up. Yeah, it's
a very
home
small
now.
country.
Yeah.
Now, who's been over to the Big Chief stand today? Yeah, the Big Chief Studio stand over there. It's very close to us and to Matt Zimmerman, actually, so there's plenty of reason to be over there.
Yeah.
But then if you've been there, you would have seen this Commander Koenig.
Look at that.
Look at him.
Yeah.
6th scale Martin Landau. He's on one of those. And look at his conlock as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Lovely. Yeah, I wouldn't want to stand on one of those display stands.
Not for too long, no.
No, exactly. But I think they're all right.
That might explain the very serious expression he's.
He always had a very serious
He
expression.
did. Well, now we know why.
Yeah, never changed. Now, this is subject to licensor and estate approval, which I've been told I must say.
Yeah.
So it may change, but I think it may herald the beginning of a Space 1999 range from Big Chief, which would be amazing, and I would love a Bergman.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great.
You've already got a little Bergman, but
well-
not as detailed as one of those, surely.
Andrew's yourselves, guys, and wishing you all a happy Father's Day. Luke is watching from South Africa. Wow, that's amazing. Keith Roberts says hi, Jenny. So they're having their own little conversation without us. That's all right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Are the puppets original? Says James Beach.
There are original puppets here.
Yeah. He probably meant that
The
picture.
whole
Was
spectrum board.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We'll put some pictures on later on.
Yeah.
Right, should we just put them out of their misery? I'll give them this news.
Yes.
Who heard this Thunderbirds related news on the podcast yesterday?
Yeah, that we recorded here. Great.
Couple
So
of
a few
you-
of them. Well, I won't know
Yeah,
this.
so for the rest of you, it's new. So the news is Thunderbird 3 has been to space.
Yes.
And that may not mean anything to you because you just think, yeah, well, it goes there in Thunderbirds, that's fine. But I mean, it's really been. So I got this email from David Parker. He said, "Dear Jamie, I'm sure you received many messages from people who loved and were influenced by your father's unique TV productions as a child of the 60s and 70s. I am one of them. After training in aeronautical engineering, I've worked for nearly 30 years in the space industry and am currently Director of Space Exploration at the European Space Agency." Ooh! Very fancy. Where my team includes the European Astronaut Corps, including people like Tim Peake. Very fancy again.
Absolutely. No
My
problem.
reason for writing to you, beyond a chance to say a big thank you, is to let you know that Thunderbird 3 has now been into space and returned safely. In his personal items, our last ESA astronaut aboard the ISS, Alex Gerst, took on my behalf a tiny model of Thunderbird 3 which orbited the Earth about 3,000 times. Alex took a couple of photos which I'm going to show you now, and this is the first time we've revealed this news or showed it anywhere. So,
wow. Look at that.
There is Thunderbird 3 in space.
Yes.
And
Beautiful.
just to show that that's not photoshopped on, there it is after a bit of a little rotation.
Yeah.
And you can see, I think there's another vehicle docking there for some sort of refueling duty on the left-hand side, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then here is a card from Alex to Dave. This bird flew 130 million kilometres with me, it says.
Lovely.
I just think that's awesome, and Dad would absolutely love that.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
What a nice thing to reveal on Father's Day.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's lovely. Now, is there any way we can make those pictures available? I mean, they're not ours or yours, are they? But
we'll put them on the Gerry Anderson website.
There you go.
If you want to look at them in more detail, less grainy or less on the screen up there, and gerryanderson.co.uk later on.
Nice little lock screen picture for your phone as well, perhaps.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, isn't
anyway,
it?
I thought that was really, really cool.
Yes. Yes, Robert Monk agrees and says Thunderbird 3 looks right at home. Keith Roberts says FAB. Wow, amazing, says Rebecca Andrews. Amazing pic of TV3, says Jen Whitby. Love the fab news about TV3 now. All we need is TV5 to stay on board the ISS and TV4 to go down with a submarine. Okay. I mean, no pressure.
Right, so if you're a deep-sea marine biologist out there and have a Thunderbird 4 toy, please do let us know.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's send an Eagle transporter up next, says Yuhan.
There must be astronauts up there who love Space 19.
Yeah,
surely.
Yeah, of course. Great.
But that really made my day when I got that.
Nice. Lovely.
And because it wouldn't be Gerry Anderson news without a bit of merch news.
Fair enough.
You
What you got?
Well, there's loads of stuff that's been out since we were last on.
Yeah.
But I'm a particular fan of these.
Yeah.
A couple of shocked gasp there.
Not those.
Yeah, a nice little World Aquanaut Security Patrol bit of apparel, and obviously the iconic International Rescue logo, which is now across t-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts and anything you could possibly imagine, really, from the Gerry Anderson store. shop.gerryanderson.co.uk.
Yeah, lovely.
And that is the end of this bit of the news for FAB Live.
Well done, Jamie. Round of applause for Jamie. Well done. Very good. Yeah, we're all very impressed.
Thanks.
Actually, we are impressed, Jamie. Well done for setting and the help we've had setting all this up, because it was a little bit tense, wasn't it? Well, until we got here, it was a little bit tense. Then we realised actually it was going to be okay.
It still is quite tense.
It still is quite tense, exactly. Keith Roberts says an eagle to the moon. Yes, that would be lovely.
Hello, Jamie, Richard and Chris from the Jacqueline Collective. We met them yesterday.
Yes, we did. Yes, nice.
Hello, Ian and Andrew.
Yeah. Mark Simpson, which I'm working on the video clips I filmed at the event yesterday. I'm hoping to make a YouTube video in memory of Shane Rimmer. Well, that's nice, isn't it?
That is lovely.
That. Yeah, because he's much missed here this weekend, isn't he? Lovely Shane Rimmer.
He is.
There we are. Yeah.
Now, should we have some viewer emails?
Viewer emails! Yes, that's right. So people have been getting in touch, and probably some of you are sitting out there today. You can get in touch with us at fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk with all your messages and comments and queries and reviews and pictures. We love to see pictures of your cosplay and pictures of your marvellous toy collections and DVD collections and so on. So the first one I have here is, this is from Dennis, which is a picture of his toy and space precinct collection, Jamie. He says, hi Richard and Jamie. There it is. Just a note of compliment on Fab Live 23. Very entertaining, he said. Well, we set the bar quite high there, didn't we then? He liked Big Rat Bites with Chris's tribute to Shane, and he liked Fab or Fib. Of course he did. Liked the change-up with Richard doing some of the drawing. Oh, is that what we did last time? Fab or Fib?
Yeah,
You liked the drawing?
did. You did a great job.
Both of you should take turns every other episode. Okay, if you don't know what we're talking about, you'll see shortly. Attached is a picture of another Anderson collectible cabinet that I have. This one has a Space Precinct flavour for Richard. Yeah, look at all those figures there. I can see Officer Jane Castle there, and
Morgo. Why did they make a Morgo toy?
It's a strange one, isn't it?
There's one missing, is there?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. So, what can... Yeah. What can you see out in the audience there? Shout out your favourite toy or doll that you can see there.
Stingray.
Nice
There we go.
autograph,
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a lovely collection there is.
Yeah, nice police cruiser there as well. That's very good. Excellent. Sasha said, greetings from New Zealand. I don't think there's a picture attached to
I was
this
going to
one,
say, I
Jamie.
don't have a picture for that.
Yeah. So she says, we would love to know if anyone has ever tried to pimp a car to look like Fab 1.
Yes.
And if so, can we see what they did, please? Or can you give us some tips or ask your community to help us with some ideas?
No.
Now, this is quite tricky for me to say this because...
I see.
You see what's happened there,
I
Chris?
see, yeah, I do, yeah.
So Sasha says, with my partner Nick, we are embarking on something. It's a rally, okay, in New Zealand. But it's got quite a rude name that I don't want to say in front of our...
Would you like me to bleep it?
No.
No?
Okay, it's called the Rally. Now, you're going to have to Google this, which challenges 250 teams of 2 drivers to raise at least $5,000 for cancer research and then drive a car worth less than $1,000 across some of Australia's most formidable towns. We're setting off in October for a 3,614-kilometre journey from Melbourne to Townsville. Is that a long way, Dave? Melbourne to Townsville. You know where we're talking about?
He says yes, a long way.
This rally has raised over £17.5 million for cancer research and is the largest funder of cancer research in Australia after the National Health and Medical Research Council. Once the serious task of raising money for cancer research is over, the rally is all about hilarity and fun, etc. Check out the website. I'm not going to mention it because it mentions that rude word again.
Brilliant.
As a huge Thunderbirds fan, our team is Fab 1 and we want to dress up each day in character as an essential part of the rally. So we wish them well for that.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, I don't know how I can point people in the direction of that because it's very rude.
I'll tweet it later on.
Yeah, great.
There you go.
Okay. Christina Sales says, hi, Jamie and Richard and Chris. You may remember a picture I sent you before of my older daughter opening up her Thunderbird 2 plush a couple of Christmases ago. Well, I had to send you this. This is my youngest, my 3-year-old daughter, turning 4 on May the 8th, so she's 4 now, and her Thunderbird 1. There it is. Look, see, my youngest Hannah loved the Thunderbird so much that she requests it and mimics Thunderbird 1 on TV. Just melts my heart. And that's from Christina in California in USA. We love it when people pass things on. It's what I said this yesterday. I'm going to say it again. How lovely to see such a mix of generations here, from the very young to the not so young, and everyone in between. It's a lovely thing.
Cheeky, Richard.
Well, I include myself in that.
Okay,
Craig Johnson. Now, we thought we might have shown this before, but we're going to perhaps show it again. It's, Dear Jamie, Richard and Chris, I've always wondered if I could ever build a model of something from scratch. So over the winter, I challenged myself to do this, and naturally, I chose a Thunderbird model to build. Having never done this before, I fully expected it to go wrong at some time, and for it to end up in the bin as a failed attempt. Well, I persevered, and the attached picture is the result, which I thought you might like to see. Round of applause for Craig.
And worth saying as well that Craig is the same man who got the Parker plaque.
Yes, at the
put
King's
up
Arms.
the King's Arms in Cookham.
That's right,
So,
yeah.
Craig really doing his bit there.
Yeah, and he was here yesterday, wasn't he?
Nice work, Craig.
CJ Meg says, hello, Jamie, Richard and Chris, watching through Twitch. There we go. Peter Dern and hashtag Fab Parenting for Christina Sales.
A huge happy Father's Day to Scott, watching in the audience with his children Toby and Archie. Love from William, watching at home.
Let's embarrass him.
Yes, come on, let's put them
There
on
he
camera.
is, there's Scott and the kids. Happy
There we
Father's
are.
Day, Scott and the kids.
Yeah,
Nice.
there we are. Happy Father's Day, lovely. Very good. And then we have Rob Cassidy, who I think is here today. Robert Cassidy, well, you emailed us, didn't you? And you said, hello, Richard, Jamie and Chris. I recently purchased the excellent Joe 90 Blu-rays and thoroughly enjoyed watching the series again. Who would thoroughly enjoy watching Joe 90 again, do we think? Yeah? Jamie?
No,
Oh.
absolutely not.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. He says, I haven't seen Joe 90 in many years, and with the amazing new transfers, it was like watching it for the first time. After watching, I decided I needed a dinky toy Joe's car in my collection. So I found 2 cheap fixer-uppers on eBay and used parts from both to create an intact working example. The only non-original parts are replacement jeweled headlights. The bulb is original and it works. Pictures attached.
We've only got one picture.
One picture, there we go, that we're going to show.
Nice.
While doing some research on the Dinky model, I learned that Gerry was given a blue Spectrum patrol car by Dinky, and it passed to Jamie. I just wondered if Jamie still has it, and if he could possibly show it off on a future Fab Live. As odd as a blue one seems, I wondered if maybe it was supposed to represent the Mr. Ron effect seen in the first episode.
I've got one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do have the blue.
It's on the photo.
Let's get the mic on.
Yes, isn't it?
Let's get the mic on, Rob, and let's talk to him about that.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, I don't know whether it was part of Dinky's bizarre thing of painting things the wrong colour, or whether they saw some initial stuff and saw the red one and thought, well, each captain's got their own car.
Yeah.
And so maybe they thought, oh well, we'll do Captain Blue's car next.
Yeah, so how long did that take you, Rob?
Oh, about 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Yeah, nice. Anyone else done something like that? Bought some fixer-upper stuff and made it into a better one? We do that with you and me, couldn't we? Must be some fixer-upper presenters out there. Mix and match and make a much better presenter. Ashley Bell said, hi Richard, Jamie and Chris, how are you both, or all three? I have some questions for you. Is there more Century 21 tech talks? Because I've got a few ideas. 1, how does cloud-based work in Captain Scarlet? 2, how does the big rat work in Joe 90? 3, how does any...
It's a lot of top secret information.
Yeah, we can't give this away.
How do any of the Eagles work in Space 1999? 4, how does Sky 1 work in UFO? What do you think, Jamie? Ashley Bell from Sale in Manchester.
Well, Ashley Bell from Salem, Manchester. There is a new series of Tech Talk in, what do we say, pre-production right now, I
Now,
suppose?
so for those of you that don't know, Tech Talk is...
Tech Talk is a YouTube series. Any viewers of Tech Talk in the room? Yeah, okay, decent number. So go onto the Gerry Anderson YouTube channel, youtube.com/Gerry Anderson TV, and you'll find a playlist of Tech Talk, which is essentially mostly brains from Thunderbirds explaining how various vehicles from the world of Century 21 work, where they came from, who drives them, who flies them, all that sort of stuff. Written by Andrew Clements.
Yeah.
Is he still here? He's gone?
Yeah, he is.
Yes, well done,
Yeah,
Lacey.
still in the dark. Round of applause for
Series
Lacey.
1, very nice. And yes, it's Series 2 and potentially a Series 3 as well, because there are so many awesome vehicles to explore in the world of Gerry Anderson.
Amazingly, voiced by...
Well, David Graham in Series
Yeah.
1, but new voice artist on the way for Series 2, which
Yeah.
we can't say yet because we haven't recorded yet.
That's right, yeah.
Steve Brumley Rooks says, is that a wig?
Is that a wig?
Is that a wig?
What does he mean? Is it, why, is the label showing?
No, he's got all his own hair, would you believe?
How dare you? Yes.
Right.
Yes?
Another viewer email,
one? Right,
please.
great. Jack Knoll? No, Ian Turner.
Okay.
He says, hi guys, I'm really enjoying Fab Live. Well, we'll soon knock that out of him. I have 2 things to discuss with you. The first is that I recently went into an old VHS shop. Who remembers VHSs? Who still has some? Do you still have the players to play them on? That's incredible. Found a bunch of old Space 1999 VHS tapes, which I'm very happy to have found, especially since the episode Space Brain is on one of them, and it features Shane Rimmer, of course. Let's have a picture of his VHSs. Have you got them there, Jamie?
Yes.
Come on.
That one.
Lovely.
I mean, we all know what VHSs look like.
I
Can you
know,
get a
but
picture of that?
look at the pictures and the design, and it's very moody, isn't it? Volume 6 is lovely.
Martin Landau pulling the big chief face.
He is. Well, now we know why, don't we? That's right. The second thing I want to please discuss with you is whether Firestorm's Drew McAllister... Anyone know Firestorm? Anyone seen the Firestorm minisode? So everyone know Drew McAllister? You'll see a picture in a minute. Wonders if he's based on Sir Sean Connery as Captain Ramus in the film Red October, as he's a dead ringer for him. And I know that both Scott Tracy, Jimmy Bonson and Captain Gray are all made to resemble the young Connery. Can you please confirm this? And I have a photo for comparison. Did you model McAllister on Connery?
Well, I can officially reveal, live right now on Fab Live, no.
Well, that was worth the wait.
He's actually based on some original artwork where I suppose he may have had a bit of a Connery-esque vibe going on, but the puppet has changed quite a lot from that original design. So sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah.
I mean, we could pretend.
Yeah, we could just say yes.
He's actually based on Noel Edmonds. No, he's not. He's not based on either.
No, that's right.
But I'm sure subconsciously you take influence from all these things.
Yes.
So I'm sure there's a bit of Connery in there.
And of course, there might be some people out there who don't even know what Firestorm is. I mean,
Anyone who doesn't know what Firestorm is out there, don't be shy. You can raise a hand.
Yeah.
1, 2, fine.
3?
3.
Yeah.
Great, okay, fine.
Okay.
Well, you know Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet, you know those shows, right?
Yeah.
Well, imagine those two combined and injected with 21st century technological steroids.
Yes.
It's basically, it's an original Gerry Anderson idea, filmed in Ultra Marionation, which is our next step up from Super Marionation.
Yeah.
We made a lovely little pilot minisode, which you can watch on YouTube at youtube.com/FirestormHQ.
Yeah.
And we're currently kind of getting things teed up to go into production on a series.
Yes. Brand new Gerry Anderson stuff.
Yes, it's very exciting.
It's really exciting.
Being
Yes.
made.
right now. That's for the podcast. We don't do that on live. Yeah. Bonjour, Jamie, Richard, and Chris from Montreal in Canada. That's from Golgo 1961. VHS, what is that? Says Steve Gould. Yeah, right, like he doesn't know.
There are kids now who don't know what VHS is, and that's painful.
Yeah, of course.
Scott, have you taught your kids what VHS is?
Yeah, nice. I backed Firestorm and think it's magnificent, said Jenny Shirt. Yes, thank you, Jenny.
Thanks, Jenny.
Yuhan says, sorry, no nostalgia for VHS whatsoever.
It was rubbish.
All right, Yuhan. Keep your hair on. Yeah, that's right. Next one. This is from Jack Knoll, then, who got in touch. We were talking, I think, in our last Fab Live broadcast about those little accidental moments that seem to happen quite regularly, it seems, in the Marionettes Super Marionation series, where hands are very often seen prodding the puppets into place or pushing them off ledges or into a fall or whatever. He says, hello team, following the most recent and thoroughly excellent edition of Fab Facts, oh right, it's Fab Facts, on the podcast, I wanted to share some of those helping hands shots that I discovered throughout Thunderbirds while putting together some articles for the amazing security hazard blog that Jack does. Kind regards from Jack. So let's have a look at some of these pictures and see what we think.
See, you can spot the helping hand in this one. Whoops.
Bottom of the screen there. At least I hope it's a hand.
I mean, it's lovely, really.
Yes.
I can see all these little kind of little bloopers.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. Really dirty fingernails on that one. Goodness me. Tintin's better.
That's great.
Little hidden one there.
Yeah.
And final one.
Oh yes.
Right
bottom of the screen.
There. And they're both looking at it. What the hell's that?
Yeah. Of course, such a thing would never happen now, would it? These little helping hands. Come on, let's flick so they can see it. Little helping hands. There you go. No, they wouldn't. There we are.
Thanks for that.
There you go.
Now, Chris,
yes.
I believe we've got a very special guest for our next section. Do you think you might be able to go and warm him up for us?
Yes. Right. You go and get our special guest while we...
We are rapidly approaching the halfway point.
Are we already?
Yes, I know. That's why I'm
trying
to move you along a bit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, all right. Fair dues. Okay, well, let's move on to Zach Osman then. He sent a picture of a lovely watch. Dear Anderson team, I had a question come to mind as I recently watched the Captain Scarlet episode Treble Cross. Anyone familiar with that one? Yeah, good. Less than a couple of minutes in, Captain Black looks down to his wrist to look at the time, with the camera switching to a real-life shot of his wrist with an interesting watch. The bezel, I mean, we're getting a bit technical here, seems to be that of a fairly worn 1960s diving watch, but the face is very unusual. The second hand ticks as a normal mechanical watch would, which makes sense, but the hour-minute display is in a digital format. I know it's not impossible to have mechanically driven digital displays, but they're very unusual, and modern examples tend to be extremely complex and therefore expensive. Do you know anything about this watch? Is the uneven sizing of the hour marker boxes a clue that it's some sort of non-functioning botched job made by the team? It's very cool and convincingly done. If that was the case, looking forward to hearing more. Let's have a look at this watch. There we are, I see.
Well, I think it's pretty clearly just numbers stuck onto something.
Yeah, that's a very quick answer to a very long email.
The one in particular gives it away because
exactly.
you couldn't fit the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
That's
anyway,
right, that's great.
Right.
Good, right, so Chris, if you want to take hold of this mic again and stand with our very special guest, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Lee Sullivan! There he is, lovely Lee.
I'm going to go now.
Right. That's it. Now,
stay right there.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the part of the show, everyone's favourite show. I know you've been waiting for this. It's Fab or Fib.
Oh, hang on. I've got the title bit for it.
Oh, right. Okay. We'll try that again then, shall we?
Yeah.
It's everyone's favourite part. Really worth repeating
I
it?
think it was
okay,
absolutely
Jamie,
worth it,
fine.
yeah.
You're the boss.
Order, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Now, if you don't know this part of the show, it's simply this. I'm going to read out 5 facts from the Gerry Anderson universe. Only one of them is true. Only one of them is fab, and the other 4 are fibs. And it's up to you to guess which are fab, which is fab, and which are fibs, okay? Now, normally, we have Jamie drawing these. As I describe the questions, Jamie draws them on a piece of paper and holds them up for the people at home. But today, we're very lucky in that we have esteemed artist Lee Sullivan with us. There's his midriff. Oh, there's his face. There we are. So, Lee, yeah, you're going to be drawing for us, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, excellent.
Yes, I'm going to be drawing for you. I apologise in advance. I don't normally work this quick, especially after the night we had last.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. TMI. Okay, right. So the first fact is this. Are you listening? Number 1, Protector's star Robert Vaughan is perhaps best known for fighting the evil forces of Thrush as the man from Uncle. But did you know that MGM wanted the Uncle producers to rename the Thrush organisation because it sounded too much like Ian Fleming's Smersh? The new name they settled on was Wasp, but they soon changed it back to Thrush to avoid comparisons with the hero organisation in Gerry Anderson's Stingray.
Is everyone following?
Okay, I'll go through it again. So, Protector star Robert Vaughn is perhaps best known for fighting the evil forces of Thrush as the man from Uncle. But did you know that MGM wanted the Uncle producers to rename the Thrush organisation because it sounded too much like Ian Fleming's Smersh? The name they settled on was Wasp, but then they had to change that back to Thrush to avoid comparisons with Stingray. So what do we think, fab or fib? Let's have a show of hands. Is that true or false? If it's true, put up your hands if you think it's a fab. 1, 2, yeah?
Nobody thinks it's fab.
No, if it's a lie, you think it's a fib, put your hands up. Well, there's a clear majority there. I would say a good 98% think it's a fib. Let's have a look at Lee's drawing. Close. Oh, very good.
Nice work,
That's
Lee.
beautiful, Lee. Okay, flip that one over. Here's your next fact. Fab or fib? Yeah, come on.
I hope he's got 5 sheets of paper.
Oh yes, didn't think about that. Joe 90 could easily have become Joan 90 if Gerry had had his way. The idea of a young girl in the lead role was blocked by Lou Grade, who had memories of his Auntie Joan, a very austere woman who would lock him in a cellar with a big rat. Joe 90 could have become Joan 90 if Gerry had had his way. The idea of a young girl in the lead role was actually blocked by Lou Grade, who had memories of his Auntie Joan, a very austere woman who would lock him in the cellar with a big rat. Do we think that's fab or fib? Hands up if you think that's fab. Hands up if you think it's a fib. Oh, yes, 100% of you. Lovely. People at home, James Fielding says fib.
I'm so sorry, this is a family show.
Yes.
Lee, could you...
Keith Roberts thinks it's a fib. Jenny Shirt thinks that's a fab. Fib Joe 90, said Ian Jacqueline. Fib says Paul Hyde at home. Steve Rogers says fib. Okay,
I really hope that's fab.
let's move on to the next one. Torchy the Battery Boys, Mr. Bumbledrop. Torchy the Battery Boys, Mr. Bumbledrop was voiced by Kenneth Connor, famous for his many appearances in the Carry On films. But did you know that as a lad, Kenneth Connor was a butcher's apprentice and went by the nickname Porky the Butchery Boy? Over to you, Lee.
Good luck, Lee Sullivan.
Torchy the Battery Boys' Mr. Bumbledrop was voiced by Kenneth Connor, famous for his many appearances in the Carry On films. But did you know that as a lad, Connor was a butcher's apprentice and went by the nickname Porky the Butchery Boy? Is that fab or fib?
I mean, it's slight... That is incredible.
How many of you think that's a fab? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many think it's a fib? Okay, most of you.
Oh, that's a shame. After all that effort Lee went to as well.
Yeah, I know. Okay, now remember, only one of these is true. We've got 2 to go. So if you haven't yet spent your fab, it's got to be one of these 2. Legendary actor Matt Zimmerman, he's here today. Who's met him already? Legendary actor Matt Zimmerman once played in a trad jazz band called Shatner's Bassoon, named in honour of another great Canadian, William Shatner. Their first single was called I Got the Supermarionation Blues and featured Matt Zimmerman on lead vocals. Shatner himself is a big fan and recently posted this review of their re-released material. Of all the songs I've ever heard, these are the most human.
Wow.
Fab or fib? Legendary actor Matt Zimmerman once played in a trad jazz band named Shatner's Bassoon, named in honour of another great Canadian, William Shatner. Their first single was called I Got the Supermarionation Blues and featured Matt Zimmerman on lead vocals. Shatner himself was heard to say, of all the songs I've ever heard, these are the most human. Now, Lee, you're going to have to talk us through this one, I think.
Well, this is Mr. Shatner. I'm not to the bassoon yet. With his guest star Tribble.
Yes,
on top of
excellent,
it.
excellent.
And there's a bassoon.
Lovely.
indicated with this slide.
There are some evil people. What you mean at all? There's a bassoon.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
So who thinks that's Fab? Was Matt Zimmerman in a band called Shatner's Bassoon? Who thinks it's Fab? Well, a handful. Who thinks it's a fib? Okay, nice. Fib says Steve Rogers at home. Fab says Keith Conan. Thunderbird Furybird says Fab at home. As long as don't understand, this is my Fab, as I like that story, says James Beach. Great. So if you've all said Fib so far for those 4, that means this last one surely has to be a Fab, doesn't it? So let's see.
If you haven't spent your Fab, you're automatically spending it now, so you'll definitely say this is true. If it's not, more fool you.
Yes. Space Precinct actor Richard James turned down the opportunity to audition for a part in Series 12 of Doctor Who so he could be here in Leicester for the FAB Worlds of Anderson. The part would have seen him come face to face with the Jadoon, playing a galactic policeman again, but this time with no prosthetic makeup. Fab or fib? Now, if you've not spent your Fab, this must be it, mustn't it? Space Precinct actor Richard James turned down the opportunity to audition for a part in Series 12 of Doctor Who. Careful, Lee. I was hoping to keep this one. So he could be here in Leicester for the FAB Worlds of Anderson. The part would have seen him come face to face with the Jadoon as a galactic policeman, but this time with no prosthetic makeup. Fib says Keith Roberts at home. Joanne Bennett, hello Joe, says Fab. Tom Wood says Fib. Danny Sci-Fi says Fab. Paul Hyde on Facebook says Fab. James Beach says Fib. What do we think, Fab or Fib? If you haven't spent your Fab, this must be it. So let's see it. Fab, true? Quite a few, maybe a dozen or so. Fib? Okay, right, okay. So, yeah, made the right call, you think? Okay. Right, so let's just have a quick show of hands on these and see if we can remember what you did then. Is it possible to flip back? So firstly, who thought that the Protector star Robert Vaughan, best known, he played Thrush, Man from U.N.C.L.E., changed it to Smersh, but then changed it to Wasp, and then changed it to Thrush. Who thought that was a Fab? Do you remember number 1? Who thought that Joe 90 being Joan 90 was the Fab? Who thought that was true?
Hang on, give him time.
Yeah, there he is. There she is.
These get worse.
Okay. Torchy the Battery Boy. Was Kenneth Connor known as Porky the Butchery Boy? Who thought that was a Fab? Yeah, a few of you. Okay. Was Matt Zimmerman in Shatner's Bassoon? Who thought that was true? Okay. Did I turn down an opportunity to audition for Doctor Who this weekend so I could be here? Who thought that was true? Okay, yeah, a handful of you. Okay, there's a few of you that then I didn't see their hands go up at all. They're sitting on the fence.
Cheating.
Yeah, I think so.
Fence sitters.
Yeah, Keith Roberts says they would have rescheduled for Richard. Fib says Rob Dyer, the meeting was rescheduled for next week. Well, we'll see. Okay, well, let's put them out of their misery. So, I unfortunately have yet to audition for Series 12 of Doctor Who. So that is a fib. Yeah, only a matter of time. Kenneth Connor was never known as Porky the Butchery Boy.
I'm absolutely
number
gutted
3.
about that because that character
So
was
that
just
is a
so
fib.
good.
Yeah, that's right.
Copyright Lee Sullivan.
Yeah. Matt Zimmerman was never in a trad jazz band called Shatner's Bassoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
That's a fib. Joe 90, of course, was never going to be Joan 90.
Oh.
So well done you if you picked number 1 as the Fab fact, if I may steal the phrase.
Yeah.
Protector star Robert Vaughan, perhaps best well known for fighting the evil forces of Thrush as the Man from U.N.C.L.E., but did you know that MGM wanted the U.N.C.L.E. producers to rename the Thrush organisation because it sounded too much like Ian Fleming's Smersh? The new name they settled on was Wasp, but they soon changed it back to Thrush to avoid comparisons with Stingray. That's absolutely true. Isn't it Chris Dale who gave me that fact for this month's Fab or Fib? Give yourself a round of applause. Well done.
Well done. And also, I think a huge, colossal round of applause for the amazing Lee Sullivan. Don't go anywhere, Lee.
No, don't go for now. Thank you, Lee. If we could just keep you for 2 more seconds, should we go straight into it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the part of the show very quickly that we call super magnification. Another idea of mine that sometimes works.
Yeah.
We have no opening titles this time, do we? It doesn't matter.
No, and I also think I may have put the reveal in by mistake.
Right. So we're going to go straight to the picture, are we?
Let's just see what happens. Shall
Okay,
we?
go on then. If it's just a picture, then it's a funny picture.
We're good.
Okay, so we're going to show you
check the audio.
a close-up image of a picture, and it's up to you to guess what that's a picture of, and then we will zoom out to show what it is. So, no? Just want you to watch and guess. So what is this a picture of?
But it is from the universe or the worlds of Gerry Anderson all connected to.
It is indeed.
Okay.
Let's see.
Are you ready for the reveal, folks?
Let's have your guesses.
Not the reveal, but the...
Yep. What is that? Any thoughts at all? We're very close on something. Yes. Grab the mic. Oh, sorry. Drop the camera, Chris. That's it. Quick, quick. You think it's Thunderbird 4? Why do you think that?
That is a very good guess, very good reasoning, I think.
Yeah, Duncan's got an idea here, Chris. So what are we going for, Duncan?
I think it could be the sun from Sunprobe.
That's the sun from Sunprobe.
There's a Space 1999 one with a sun type.
Yeah,
Good guess.
great. Lee's got an idea. Lee?
Journey to the far side of the sun.
Okay. Any other thoughts? Couple more there, Rob?
It's almost as epic.
It kind of looks like it might be one of the astronaut helmets from Space 1999.
Okay, yeah. And right at the back there, Chris, come on, let's make you work for your living. There's a couple at the back there. Very good. So, any ideas at home? Space 1999 says Earl Black on Facebook. Robert Monk, he's got an idea I'm not going to mention because he might have it right.
My mother's watching this, I've just seen.
Yeah, well, good.
Mother, go and do something else. Go with the dogs.
Let's say hello to Mary Anderson. Say hello, Mary! Hello, Mummy A. That's
Hello,
nice.
Mummy A, yes.
Fireball XL5 says Stephen Richard on Facebook. Gazelle says Ian Jacklin. Okay, don't know what he's on. Thunderbird 4 says Paul Hyde. What do we have here?
Is it one of the helmets from Journey to the far side of the sun?
Right, one of the helmets, Dark Side of the Sun. Yeah, anything else? Yeah, a couple more at the very back, and then we'll perhaps reveal
We'll
what it
have
might
to
be.
reveal.
Yeah, a flower says Joe at Joe Hollis at home. They're on Facebook. I was thinking one of the sleeves from Space 1999 says Earl Black. Yeah. Okay.
Last guess?
The toy fish from Hostages of the Deep.
Wow, that's a
Wow.
bit specific. Great.
Very
Okay.
good guess.
Is it time for the reveal?
I think it's time to reveal.
So this is our mystery image.
Is everyone ready?
It's Lee Sullivan.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you very much, Lee. Yes. Didn't we have a fun night, Lee?
I'd like to thank my family, friends, thank everyone I've ever met, and in particular Jay,
Yeah.
led me into that state of affairs at 9 o'clock. Just imagine how it went off.
Very good. Thank you, Lee.
I paid for it.
Thank you. You can get back to work now. Sorry to drag you away.
Lee,
Ladies and
thank
gentlemen,
you.
Lee Sullivan.
Thank you, Lee. And I hope that one day Lee will forgive us.
Yes, of course. Of course, says Earl Black. How obvious after all that. That's right. Lol says Keith Roberts over on Facebook. Lol, last night's pick says Joe Hollis on Facebook. Lol says Robert Mine. Clap, clap says Earl Black. Oh man. Yeah, great. Haha, brilliant photo says Harry Rayner on Facebook. All these people logging on at home. Isn't it wonderful? They're on Twitch and Facebook and all over the world. It's lovely, isn't it, joining us for this?
What was Lee drinking? Asks Mark Simpson Wedge.
What wasn't he drinking? Wow. Yeah, great. Do we have time for some more emails from our lovely viewers?
We can do a few videos and then we'll have to get on to Blankety Blank and then we have to wrap things up.
I know, yes, we're just here for the hour, aren't we? How far did we get? Okay, we've done that. We're on Ian Turner. No, we've done that. Jack Knoll, we've done that. We're on Michael Horgan. Michael Horgan, dear Jamie and Richard, I'm going to include you in this as well, Chris. Hope you're all well and enjoying, or will enjoy, the weekend at FAB Worlds. Are we having a lovely time?
Yeah!
By the time...
Make him do that again so we can see him.
Okay.
Hang on. Ready? Ready to look really happy?
Are you having a good time? There you go. By the time you read this out, I'm sure you would have met so many podsterons, that's our podcast listeners, of course, and enjoyed all the displays on show. I too will be there amongst the podsterons, probably going mad taking photos for the group page. Fantastic. If you don't know, we do have a Facebook page. That's for the podcast listeners. If you don't know about the Gerry Anderson podcast, you need to search for it and you need to subscribe to it.
Please.
Anyway, something I thought I would share with you is recently on a trip away visiting some family friends, I bought the box set of Stingray for their son on his birthday, along with some Stingray shirts from the store. They absolutely loved it and sent me a photo of him along with his two sisters watching it. Let's have a look at that. There.
Yes.
Who'd have thought?
It's great. There are so few shows from the 60s that could captivate kids that way. And I think I've said this before, but if you go back to when the early episodes of Stingray were being made, they were being made around the same time as probably the first episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I reckon if you set most kids down from today in front of either the first few episodes of Doctor Who or the first few episodes of Stingray, they're going to go for Stingray every single time. And I love Doctor Who, that's nothing against Doctor Who, but how amazing that Stingray, all these years later, any of those shows, has the power to captivate the kids of today.
Yes, it is amazing, that's right. That's all the listeners, the viewers' emails for this edition. Do we want to take some questions from the floor very quickly for 3 minutes, and then we'll move on to the final part, blankety blank. Duncan again's got a question there. Just wait till the mic comes to you, Duncan.
Now.
2 minutes, okay. Very quick.
I just wanted to say that I love Four Feather Falls, Supercar, and FAB Worlds of 5. The 3 great Gerry shows that were made in black and white, and I would love to see them on Blu-ray. The BFI have got a 35mm neg of Four Feather Falls, which they didn't know about when it got transferred for the DVD. They should look breathtaking. Black and white can look just as lovely on Blu-ray as colour, but because you've got all the shades of colour. So I hope, I think a lot of other fans very much hope that they will be available, hopefully through network, because they've done such a good job with the others. But I certainly would love to see them, and I hope people will can push to see them in Blu-ray very soon.
Great. Lovely, thank you, Duncan. Yeah, who's a fan of the early stuff? Yeah, round of applause for that. That's lovely. Great.
Cheers, Duncan. Well, I don't think it's not currently on network's to-do list as far as I know, but they'll be the people to do it. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice to see these things brought up to the best looking they can possibly be. And again, it's a testament to the crews at the time that even though they were working in such low definition, really, and they knew it would be on the screen in that low definition, they still made these things look so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I think Fireball's certainly got possibility. Less so Supercar, and even less so Four Feather Falls, I'm afraid. But who knows?
It would be good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Right, I suppose we ought to move on.
I'm afraid so, yes.
Because then if we do have time at the end, we can come back for a couple of questions. So it's time to move on to everyone's second part of the show, isn't it?
Yeah, and if the audience could sing along here, because we've got no sound for this, but the audience at home will get that.
Oh,
yes?
okay.
So,
if they know it, yes.
Yeah, if you know it, then you should sing along too.
Yeah.
Appearing tonight on Virgil Tracy, Destiny Angel, Officer Orange, Atlanta Shore, Captain Scarlet, and Dr. Venus. And here are your hosts, Richard James and Jamie Anderson.
And of course, the great thing about doing Blankety Blank is that I get to pull out the old Terry Woganey. The old Woganey. There you go. He likes it. Look, it's little face.
Please put it away.
Lights up every time. So this is the part of the show. I'm going to show you a very quick quote from one of the many episodes of the Gerry Anderson universe. It's up to you, people at home, and also in the room today, to tell me, if you can, what the missing word is, what story it's from, and who said it.
Right. So, Chris, are you going to rove for some guesses?
Yes, out you go. So, these are quite easy, I think, actually. I've been quite easy on them. So, here's the first one. You can't kill me. Your Mr. On buddies fixed that. Do you think they get blank on Mars?
Sky Sports?
Put your hands up if you think you've got an idea.
On here.
You can't kill me. Your Mr. On buddies fixed that. Do you think they get... Coconuts on Mars? Could be. Next. Hands up if you think you know. You can't kill me. Your Mr. On buddies fixed that. Do you think they get what on Mars?
Somebody must know, surely.
Simon Allen says, are you going to do the Wogan then? Done it, Simon. Been there.
Irony?
Irony, okay, yes. Any other...
But that wasn't the whole answer.
Wasn't it?
Mars bars?
Can you tell us which show that's from?
Captain Scarlet.
Captain Scarlet, yeah. Robert Hill, Richard, I have to congratulate you on your Terry Wogan impression. Well, thank you very much. Irony, that's right. It's Captain Scarlet from the episode...
You've got me on that one.
Anyone know? Really? Best of Enemies.
Nice.
I mean, that's what it said on Wikipedia.
Yeah, well, we'll
I'm
trust
hoping
Wikipedia. Okay, trust Wikipedia.
Right,
Well
yeah.
done. Good guess down there.
Yes, round of applause, come on, that's it, come on. Irony, says Mark Simpson Wedge on Facebook, of course, New Scarlet, Captain Scarlet, Best of Enemies. Yes, I
and
should
of
have
course, because
specified.
they're on a 15-second delay, we've...
Yes, that's right. Here they'll come now.
Time.
Yeah, Don Chandler says Wi-Fi on Mars. Yeah, pretty sure it's from New Captain Scarlet. Says Old Black. Life, says Keith Roberts. Yes, Water, says Jenny Shirt. Life on Mars, says Carl. Very good. Right, here's your second one then. What did you make this coffee with? Blank. Hands are shooting up.
One at the back.
Yeah, if you can get right back there. What did you make this coffee with? Blank? You had a guess at this, didn't you? Oh, it's Chris earlier. Got it wrong.
Really?
Yeah, even Chris Dale. What did you make this coffee with?
Sawdust.
Sawdust? And what do you think that's from?
Dr. Nine-Stone.
And from the series?
Terrahawks.
Ah, okay. Any other ideas? What did you make this coffee with? Blank. No more hands going up. Tea, says Thomas Anthony Evans on Facebook.
Torchy?
Yeah, Torchy, says Simon Allen. Great, lovely. Yes, it is, you're right. Sawdust. And it is indeed Tiger Einstein from Terrahawks. Round of applause. Well done.
Congratulations. Very good.
And the final one then, I think this one's specially for you. If I'm a special agent, don't I get a black... Look at those hands shooting
Hands
up.
flying up now.
Badge.
No special agent, I'm Joe 90.
Oh, Joe 90, I think. Anyone else? Got another idea?
Paul Hyde says gin.
Gin. Well, do you think that's the previous one? What did you make this coffee with? Gin? Or do you think it's if I'm a special agent, don't I get a gin?
It works for either.
It really does.
If I'm a special agent, don't I get a badge?
Ah.
The episode?
Yeah.
No special agent?
Yeah.
Show? Joe 90.
Okay. There it is. Well done.
Hey.
Round of applause.
Well done,
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of people got that one. Left Terrace Saris got badge. Oh, crikey, they're all flashing up. Earl Black got badge. Roger Gordon Linnell got badge. Don Chandler got discount.
Show.
Badge, says Keith Roberts. Badge seems too obvious. Perhaps gun, says Earl Black. Badge. Excellent. More pocket money, says Simon Allen. Oh, yeah, great. There we are. So give yourselves a round of applause. That's this month's Blankety Blank. Great. If you want to come over and see us at our table in the corner over there, we'll happily sign these, won't we, and give you the first come, first served, I suppose, won't we, the three of us?
Something like that, yeah.
Come see
I
us.
think we'll do something with Lee's drawings, particularly, what was it, Porky the Butchery
You don't want Joe 90?
vampire? No, I don't. I definitely don't want Joe.
Great.
It'll be wherever I go. from
Great.
now on.
Yeah, but perhaps for those, because they're a bit more special, if you'd like to come over and make a donation in Shane's name, then that might be lovely.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's good. We'll do that.
Yeah, great. How long do we have left, Jamie?
5 minutes.
Should we go back out? Do you want me to go out, Chris, or are you happy
Would you like
to...
to go for a roam?
Go for a roam.
You go for a roam.
I'll go for a roam. All right. I'm roaming now. I'm roaming with the mic. So hands up if you'd like a few final
That's lovely,
comments
Chris.
or questions or remarks for the last 5 minutes or so. Coming over to you. Right, what's the quickest way? Here we go. Right back here in the dark. Let's step into the light of little Captain Black.
With Gerry Anderson being the British version of Walt Disney, do you think it's about time that we had a statue of him in Slough?
Oh, there's a lot of room there. I mean, I don't know how he would feel about a posthumous statue in Slough. If you said it was in, I don't know, somewhere in London or Pinewood, yeah, we'd absolutely love that. Perhaps, it might be nice, yeah, or at least, a sculpture of Thunderbird 2 or something, just to signify. I was a bit surprised they didn't put anything on Stirling Road when they knocked the buildings down.
Yeah.
Something there like that would be amazing.
Actually, Jamie, what would he feel about that, though? Would that have interested him, or would he have been...
Or about having a statue
Yes,
or
or
about
any
being
kind of-
knocked down. Oh no, I mean the thing he was most honoured by in his entire life was that MBE he got in 1999, was it? I think something like that. He really loved that, and that he felt like that was kind of crystallised recognition. He really appreciated meeting individual people. That meant to him it was kind of reflected all of you guys, everyone around the world's love of those shows.
Yes, and here we are again, isn't it lovely? Any more questions? Hands up. We've got 3 or 4 minutes. Any more points, remarks? Yes. There you
Enjoyed the weekend, thank you very much.
go. Whoa, thank you.
Just wanted to ask really about my friend Aquila. Is there any more Firestorm news?
Right, Jamie, any more Firestorm news?
It's just weird, Richard. Nobody's asked that the whole week. No, there is no Firestorm news that I can share with you.
Yeah. That doesn't mean to say there's no Firestorm
No,
news.
and that's partly because we're sworn to secrecy on a number of things, which I just am bursting to tell you because they're very exciting.
Yeah.
I did reveal one thing, didn't I? You said it was a yawning puppet.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, we've developed a puppet yawn, which I probably shouldn't have said, and that sounds a bit weird in isolation, but it just is an indication of where we've got to and what we're doing. So yes, it's coming along very nicely, and I can't wait to actually share some news with you. 'Cause it's very frustrating having to hold it in. I just want to scream it out at you.
I know. It's all very good. Anyone else before we wrap up? Right. Okay. I'm going to come here first, and I'll come to you at the back there. Sorry. Stretch over.
Just a quick one, guys. Any chance we could have a Terror Hawks soundtrack release with the Kate Kestrel songs? Asking for a friend.
Because I don't like Kate Kestrel myself. There is actually every chance of that happening. It's something that we've been working on for a little while. A lot of the stuff was lost, is missing, but there's certainly a chance of it. There's no guarantee though, because there's a few hurdles still to overcome. But I hope so, because the Terror Hawks music is great, and Richard Harvey, who's obviously done the Firestorm theme and done a lovely job, he's still got the synths and stuff that he made the Terror Hawks music on now. We use those in Firestorm too. But he really loves the music that he did there, and he wants to hear it out there in the world in the most clear way possible. So yeah, fingers crossed.
And another one here.
Don't really know whether I'm at liberty to discuss this since nobody else seems to be talking about it, but I think it's worth talking about. Since Network now have scans of the uncut Terrorhawks pilots, do you have any idea when a release of that might be?
Great. Well, there's a pretty famous year in Terrorhawks, which is 2020.
Yeah.
So maybe next year, I guess, and it would be really nice if it was on the 10th of October, being 10/10.
That's a good
so
idea.
Let's say
yeah.
10/10/2020 is my best guess, and probably will happen then. There you go.
Right, there you go. Great.
Right.
Is that about it, do you think?
Yeah, we've got 1.5 minutes to wrap up.
Okay, all right. How are we going to wrap up? Is there something? Oh, let's read some comments. Well done, Chris. Yeah. Sorry, there's your mic. You take it. Oh, it's just been pointed out that we're in order of receding hairlines. That's harsh.
Thanks.
Jen
Well,
Whitby.
what a great note to end on.
Well, Jen Whitby says, can you please make Fab Live longer? There's now so much great stuff you struggle to fit into an hour.
Well, normally it is much longer, isn't
Yeah,
it? Normally
yes.
we ran it on for ages, but...
But our live audience here are most grateful that it's not any longer. Aren't you, live audience?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one of you who wants to be longer.
Yeah. Robert Hill says, yes, I would love a Terrorhawks and Firestorm CD. I mean, that, yeah. Could happen, couldn't it? The fullness of time. Thank you, Richard. Jamie says, "Old Black." Doesn't mention you at all, Chris.
No, I'm just filling a chair.
Morning, gents, says Paul Maxton, who's literally just switched on. Bye, Paul.
Bye, Paul.
Yeah, that's great. So do get in touch with us for the next Fab Live, which might be probably in August, we think, because we're so far into June already. Email us in at fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk with pictures of your cosplays and your collections and your thoughts and comments of anything to do with Gerry Anderson, and we'd love to read them out in the next Fab Live. Don't forget to listen to our podcast, the Gerry Anderson podcast with the three of us, which will be out tomorrow, which will feature stuff from this weekend in Leicester, won't it? That's the
Subject to editing today. Thanks, Richard.
That's right. I've got to go out and interview a few people. Anything else to say?
No, that's it. Email us fablive@gerryanderson.co.uk.
Yeah.
Go and subscribe to the Gerry Anderson YouTube channel. You can watch this back if you dare.
Yeah.
Come and see us at the table out there if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah, go and make a donation if you would like one of Lee's amazing pictures.
Yeah.
And thank you all very much for being such a wonderful audience.
Yes. At home and here.
We're
We'll
done.
see you next time. Bye.
It's that awkward bit now where we have to keep going 15 seconds because of the delay.
Is this the 15 seconds?
Yeah.
So are they still able to see this?
They can see
for
what we're
15
doing.
seconds.
Yeah,
Well, have we got anything interesting to say for 15 seconds?
Well,
Is that...
I haven't.
No?
Okay, we're done. Goodbye.
Great. Thank you very much for coming.